What's up, y'all? It's your boy, the Solar Misfit. I wanted to have a conversation. First of all, there are a couple of things that I would like to address. One of the things is that as I'm working on this healing journey and realizing that I have a lot of work to do as far as addressing my experience and experiences with trauma, there are going to be times where I'm going to have to slow down. Also, I understand, I accept and respect that not everyone is on the same journey. So there may be times when I make a reference to, say, an area of trauma that happened in my childhood. I might dial that back to by saying something that happened in their childhood, referring to another person, but that may not be the case. Maybe the traumatic event happened for them when they became an adult. So I want to make that known that I'm aware of that area of where I can work on that. Another thing that I want to address is that some of these conversations can be very uncomfortable. However, this is my story. I'm going to tell my story and stand in my truth. And if I'm going to be referencing anyone in my personal life or telling something about anyone else's private business, I'm not going to reveal anyone's name or their private business because that's not my place to tell their business. However, it is my place to tell the truth on an event that happened to me. So I want to be very clear about that. Last thing is, I did go and look back at my videos, and I'm my hardest critic, and I did take them down, but I put them back up because I'm aware that on this journey, I have to monitor my progress so that I'm aware of the changes that I'm making, and I'm aware I can see it, it's tangible. So, with that being said, today is another milestone day for me. I'm going to start by saying I'm going to title this video The Gift of Trauma and Empathy. So today, the milestone for me today is, so after coming out of a traumatic event and dealing with PTSD for a while, I got the root of my problem. Well, it's not the root. I got the source of one of my problems in an area that I need to work on, and that's being able to identify people for who they are. I discovered I have been dealing with a lot of narcissistic people in my life, and at some points in my life, I may have developed some of those traits. Just being honest, and I think a lot of us have some of those traits. However, some of us aren't so embedded in the narcissism of it all to where that's how we carry on in our life. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, like if you're around somebody who's kind of like exaggerating the truth about something maybe that they have, like a car or clothes or money or something, you may find yourself trying to exaggerate some of your stories too to keep up with them, kind of mirroring what's happening with you and that person. That's what I've done before, and I catch myself in the moment, like either it don't sound right or something to that nature, or catch myself and be like, hmm, why I'm lying about that, you know? So that was half the battle. Okay, what's causing the PTSD? This violent situation with the narcissist person, or um, some trauma that surfaced from an abandonment issue. Realizing that the source of the problem, the root, if you will, is the actual trauma. And now I can identify why medicine never really worked for me when I was having anxiety, depression, stress, all of these things. Medicine typically really only works to solve the symptoms of what's causing your anxiety, blah, 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 because it's changing the chemicals in your brain and stuff. But a lot of times people can be misdiagnosed and go through years of trying to find the right medication because some of these doctors are treating the symptoms with medicine. They're not getting to the root of the problem. The breakthrough moment for me is understanding now the root of the problem is identifying the trauma and healing the trauma so that the behavior changes, so that your body doesn't respond the same way it did when this traumatic event happened in your life. And you can call it out and identify it and change the behavior. You won't know what that is if you don't dig and fight through the pain and fight through the fire and understand what causes this traumatic reaction. So, solving the symptoms is a temporary relief for some people, when truly you should be solving the root, the trauma itself. And you can only do that because trauma is a thing that happens through your body. It may play in your mind, but the reaction happens in your body. That's why the book is written as called The Body Keeps the Score. For example, if you were in a terrible car accident and it caused you a traumatic reaction, you always remember your body is going to feel that same way when this same traumatic event pops up into your life again. So that may look like when you're driving in a car, anytime you see a big 18-wheeler that hit you the first time in that accident, you may tense up. Your body may tense up. Your mind might flash back to that moment this thing happened to you. You know, it's coming through your body. You may brace or start braking or get away from them or hurry up and get off the exit. 1 second.